Hey everybody, welcome to another bonus video on the Mana League. Dominaria drafting is live on Magic Arena, so we're going to jump in and try to remember how to do this set. It's been a while since I drafted Dominaria. The last time might have been in paper. I had people over to do a Dominaria draft one night. I don't think it's been back on Arena since then, and that of course was a long time ago, because I haven't played Paper Magic for a very long time at this point. But yeah, we're going to jump in. It's best of one, which of course is not necessarily my favorite thing. But yeah, this is going up on Friday, I suppose. So I should mention I am sponsored all this week by Wizards of the Coast. Thank you very much to them. They gave me some gems and packs. And we get ourselves an Urza's Ruinous Blast, which is not a good card. We get to settle the score, though, which is great. It's just better than Eviscerate. It's slightly different to cast, slightly more difficult to cast, but we get to exile instead of destroy, and that's worth it. So we'll take that, settle the score, probably put our friend Old Champ into black as well with that Eviscerate. But yeah, we can see what else comes our way. Just get you Lavamancer. Boy, I remember Blue-Red Wizards. Loved Blue-Red Wizards. There's a blink of an eye for that deck. But yeah, I think this is a fairly straightforward settle the score. It's not that there's really a lot of graveyard recursion, so it's not like the exile is that much better than the destroy, but it's totally fine. We'll pick it up. Up next we get a Spore Crown Thallid. If we do want to jump into black-green Saprolings, that's going to be a thing to do here. Somebody here took a common, might have been an Eviscerate. Yeah, honestly, there's not much else here other than the Spore Crown Thallid that makes me excited. There's a lot of playables here. Thorn Elemental is fine. Arbot's great in black-white. Windgrace is totally fine. Coldwater Snapper with some anything attached to it is problematic. But yeah, we'll take a Spore Crown and see if we can get into Saprolings. We get an Ancient Animus, which is fine. Fight spells that don't always pump are definitely a little bit less good. There's just a Skittering Surveyor here, which is going to go in every single deck. It's going to help us splash a bit more. It's going to be kind of what I want, I think. There's a Vicious Offering, which is also decent, but Skittering Surveyor is just a rather high pick in this format, so in you go. Yeah, so what do we got? Tomorrow we'll be back to M21 for Spiky Saturday. Wow! Alright, so this person's probably did not first pick an Eviscerate. If they just passed an Eviscerate, we'll grab that for sure. That feels like black's a little bit open. There's a Fungal Infection as well, which we would love. But yeah, we'll definitely take an Eviscerate to go with our settle the score. So we've got M21 Spiky Saturday coming up, and then Amonkhet Remastered comes out in 2 weeks from today, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks from today. So I'll do a video for that. Maybe a second one, because it'll be around for a while. The trick there is I hated Amonkhet, and I am in a minority who hated Hour of Devastation as well. So we'll see what happens when you smush them together and take out a whole bunch of cards and make it into one whole set, as opposed to two different sets. Not sure it'll make it my thing, but we'll give it a try. We get a Thallid Soothsayer here, which is a pretty good card. It goes in our black-green deck if that's what we want to do. There's not much else here. There's Navigator's Compass. Hashtag Navigator's Compass is not literally unplayable. It's just only fairly unplayable. But we'll take a Thallid Soothsayer. It's a fungus, so it's going to get +1/+1 from that Spore Crown Thallid. Sacking a creature that's no longer relevant to draw a card is great. Get in there. So after that, we get a few different cards. Deep Freeze might be the best. Deep Freeze might be the best if we wanted to maybe be like a blue-black control. Howling Golem was shockingly okay. It turns out that it actually wasn't that bad to have both players draw a card, because you're getting the value out of it. And so in fact, I think I might actually take the Howling Golem, just because we've seen nothing else telling us that blue's open. So I don't think this Deep Freeze is telling us. The black cards are not cards that I'm terribly excited about. If we really wanted either of these three, we'll have our chance later on. Jousting Lance is always annoying, but I'm not going to take it here. Let's take the Howling Golem. So following that up, there are blue cards, but they're not saying this is open. The green card, we don't get a sideboard, so we're not going to play that. Cabal Paladin is a card that we could play. We do have 2 historic spells so far already. These white cards are actually pretty okay. Let's take a Trapper and see where we end up. This might have just been a white heavy pack. They're not amazing white cards, but they're fine white cards. So we get a Knight of New Benalia if we do want to head into those colors. It looks like green's just not coming, at least not from this direction. We could take a Cabal Paladin here. It's a card that I never really enjoyed, but it sometimes worked. I don't want to pay 4 mana for my 4/2s. I have seen way too many 4/2s for 3. Paying 4 doesn't feel good. Knight of New Benalia always did just do some work, and maybe it'll be good for us to get into something a little bit more aggressive here. So let's take the Knight, see what happens, see what we get past. Again, not a good card, not saying that white's open from that card, but maybe we should push towards there just in case. We've seen nothing to support Spore Crown Thallid. We haven't seen the common that makes Saprolings with Kicker. We haven't seen the uncommon instant one that makes Saprolings. We haven't seen a Deathbloom Thallid. So we'll see. I can't remember what else made green open. I don't think Ancient Animus was it. It's instant speed fight, which is nice, but I don't think it ever really worked. So we've got a Sergeant at Arms if we want to continue into black-white. It's an okay card. If we do want to push into green a little bit more, there's an Adventurous Impulse, which is not exciting, but we could take it. I think the upside of the Spore Crown Thallid is high enough that I'm going to still see about green being open just a little bit, but we'll see if we get there or not. So yeah, Dominaria is a format that I loved. Not as much as Eldraine, but I still loved it. I played a ton of it on MTGO and racked up a bunch of trophies with it. On Arena, I don't think I played it too much. We get a Gaia's Protector, which I'm not happy about. I just never really liked this card, and we're already loading up on 4-drops more than I want to. I might take it just to take the green. I don't want a Rat Colony. I don't want to divest. Maybe we take the Knight. Yeah, let's, just in case this white aggro deck thing happens here, we can go with that. None of these cards are for us. We'll take an uncommon. We got some early signals, and then the signals disappeared. I can't remember a single pack in the last like 5 picks where I felt there's any indication that anything is open. Let's hope the signals get clearer on pack 2. I wonder how many people are drafting this just to get Dominaria cards. Just because they don't have them, they want to play Historic or whatever. We get nothing here. We are never going to play this card in a white deck. We may begrudgingly play this in a green deck, so let's take the Scout, I guess. Or is somebody auto-picking? What's going on here? There's packs piling up. Navigator's Compass, sure. We're not going to play it, I'd almost guarantee. Cabal Evangel comes back, sure, we can put that in. Precognition Field is one of the worst cards in the set. You definitely don't want to see that rare. We get a Knight of Malice, and we don't know what our second color is, and even though we don't have that many black cards, we do know that we want to play black with an Eviscerate, a Settle the Score, and even Thallid Soothsayer. So I think taking the Knight of Malice here is a very high upside. For white, there's a Baird who's fine. Blue, the best card in the pack is probably close between the Knight and the Sphinx. The Sphinx is really, really good, but we're going to take Knight. It's going to go with the cards that we already have, and we're pretty happy to have that. Coming back around, we'll have to see what colors we're in. I do not like Fungal Plot. Some people did. It is not a card that I would ever want to play. I'd be okay if we end up in green and we get Spider back around. I'd be okay if we end up in white and we get Dub or Honor Guard or Baird back around. Worst case scenario, we're getting back Field, Fury, Candle, and some other combination of cards we don't want. Oh, you're gonna make me choose. If we go into white, we have a Sarah Angel. If we go into black-green, we have Slimefoot. What was taken out of this pack? An uncommon, eh? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So Slimefoot's just even okay. Even if we don't have other saprolings. It makes its own saprolings. And I think Spore Crown plus that is going to make me start forcing black-green rather than a Sarah Angel plus 2 3/1s and a 3/2 that's going to tap a couple times. We're going to take Slimefoot here. We've made our decision, and we're going to get extraordinarily punished by this pack. Literally no green there. If we had taken Sarah Angel, we could have followed it up with a Seal Away. Wow, I don't remember the last time I got punished that hard. That's absolutely brutal. I guess we're going to continue on the white plan and miss the Sarah Angel that we passed. Gross. Absolutely gross. We get Rada. Rada's fine. She's not as good as the newest Rada, but she's fine. There's also a Grow from the Ashes. There's no white in this pack. I want to draft with people who know what they're doing. All right. I think we're going to take the Grow. We're going to continue on the green plan despite what I just did. We can splash the Seal Away. Grow will help us do that. Rada's fine, but she's just not that good. She's not as good as she is in M21. Wizard's Lightning, best card in the pack, I think, but let's take the Grow. And let's get a frigging signal. No signals. No signals. We get a rare that is unplayable. I tried it once in a paper draft. It still didn't work. I had everything for it, and it still didn't work. I think we might just take what is probably going to be 20 gems, because we're not playing a Pierce the Sky, we're not playing a Nature Spiral, we're not playing a Divest, we're not playing a Vigor, we're not playing this, we're not playing red, we're not playing blue. This is off the friggin' rails. All right. Partick Wanderer was fine. Crow from the Ashes will help us ramp into it. Cabal Stronghold was not great. You had to be very heavy black, and even then it never really took off. Banalish Underguard would be if we were going to stick white. Partick Wanderer we're going to play in whatever happens. I don't know what's happening in this draft, so let's take the Partick Wanderer. Following that, we get a Krosan Druid, which we can play, or a Short Sword. Like, I feel like somebody is in the Saproling deck, and that Slimefoot was just us getting tempted. But everybody appears to be in every deck. This is super weird. Let's take the Druid. We get past a Wizard's Lightning. Pick 8. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to be black-green. We're going to be less than ideal black-green. We're going to take this Wizard's Lightning, presuming that this is finally our signal that red is open. We're not going to go into red, but we're hopefully going to splash, thanks to Grow and Skittering Surveyor, very powerful red cards. That's going to be what we're going to try to do, because this is off the rails. Blood Tallow Candle, I played this more than I wanted to. It kind of does some things sometimes, so we're going to pick it up here since it goes in every deck. Here we're going to finally take a Cabal Paladin, especially because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that are going to trigger it. Sorry, 5. We're not playing Compass. Nothing here. We'll take the Armament just in case we need playables. Nothing here. And nothing here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Everything got better. Everything is great. Everything is awesome. It was correct for us to stick on green. I'm a very good Magic player. This was the strategy all along. And I recommend, if you're going to do a Dominaria draft, you do take this strategy of the pack 3 on color, one of the best cards in the set. It's a good strategy. Multani is going to make this deck amazing. This deck just went from being a mess to being incredible. Following that, we get an Eldest Reborn. There's the Saproling Migration. I've been looking for these for the entire draft, but we're going to take Eldest Reborn because it's amazing. Cabal Paladin, you belong in that column, bud. Two-headed giant, nope. We're going to splash this sealed away over the lightning, depending on what else goes on here. There's a Llanowar Elves that I would like to have. I would like to have that Saproling Migration, but we're never passing Eldest Reborn. Never, ever. There we go. There we go. Now the ordering's finally fixed. This deck went from being awful to looking great. What if we splash a Tatyova? I'm missing a Skinwitch or a Thallid. Skinwitch is the worst kind of sandwich, by the way. Yeah, Tatyova is just like bomb level. Like beyond bomb level. We've got a Grow and a Skittering Surveyor for her so far. So yeah, let's take Tatyova. We're not going to splash the Lightning. We may not splash the Seal away. Second Spore Crown Thallid. Second Eviscerate. Ugh. I think it's got to be the Eviscerate. The Eviscerate makes me... The second Eviscerate makes me less want to splash the Seal away, which makes splashing Tatyova much more calm and straightforward. So we're going to go with that. And I think we finally made this deck look good. Chainer's Torment was never, ever a good card. Never play this card. You'll lose to it. Never play it. We get a Yavimaya Sap Herd, which is perfect. It's fine. Works good for us. In you go. Deathbloom Thallid, cool. Get in the deck. And Saproling Migration, get in the deck. This deck is perfect. This deck was flawless. This deck never had a problem. We drafted perfectly. And I was never concerned. This is a pack that's literally not for us. We'll take an uncommon. And I guess we're gonna want to play 16 because best of one. You basically should always play 16 in best of one thanks to the opening hand algorithm, which means we can jam in like an Arbor Armament. Nobody ever suspects a bad combat trick. Here we've got another Cabal Paladin that I don't want, so we'll take the uncommon for the slight vault value. And we're going to play like two islands. We'll get a little bit nothing here for Windgrace Acolyte. Is Windgrace Acolyte better than anything? This card was always totally fine. I think it might be better than the Cabal Paladin. We'll think about that. We'll think about that. Goblin War Chief, nope. Sparring Construct, nope. Cabal Paladin, we're thinking about cutting you already. So, I mean, Cabal Paladin is triggering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, perhaps. But it's also probably never attacking. That's my biggest issue with it for 4 mana. 4 mana doesn't attack, and we hope it activates, is not really my jam. I really dislike Corrosive Druid, though, so I think we'll cut the Corrosive Druid. And I think that might be our 16. 60 gems, cool beans, cool beans. All right, I was told, if you go over here, you can easily see your lands that are in the deck. We're going to cut one of those islands, and we're going to pop... Or sorry, that's our cut, is cut one of those islands. So we're on 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sure, 7, 7. Sounds about right. I don't like the Adventurer's Impulse, but in best of one, it's almost like a mulligan, right? It's like a free mulligan. We get to keep a slightly bad hand. We get to play Adventurer's Impulse. We get to fix our hand. It's not good. It's definitely me utilizing the flaws of best of one, hand opening algorithm, etc. Don't do this in best of 3, but I think I'll keep it. So yeah, let's go with this. I think this deck will work. This deck got infinitely better when we grabbed that Multani and then the Tatyova and then the Saprolings at the end, the second Eviscerate. This deck went from 0 to hero real fast. So let's get in. Let's play. Let's do some magical cards. So we just have to always draw a Multani. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Starting back at the bottom of gold after my platinum run last season, I think I got. This is okay. And on the draw, we're never ever mulling, and you should generally try your best not to mull in best of one. A mull is a huge loss of win percentage immediately. And without a game 2 or game 3, you don't get a chance to claw yourself back from that. So I'm black-white. Black-white Nedigrace, that's pretty dang good against our deck now, isn't it? So it's hexproof from black. First strike. Not pro-black, though. Not pro-black. So we could drop a Deathbloom Thallid. I would really like to kick this Grow. So let's just play the Deathbloom Thallid. We won't block, and I guess we'll try to start a race here. So we'll take 3. Dominant Trapper. Sure, let's try to start a race. They'll take it, we'll drop our Paladin. It's not going to be a good race. It's not going to be a good race. Short Sword. Don't like that. Don't like that. Mesa Unicorn, sure thing. Found our island. Okay. We need to stop dying so bad. I guess we're going to drop Eldest Reborn. They're going to sack probably the Unicorn. Perhaps they sack the Dominant Trapper. And then we'll see if we can come back from this at all. Plus we deal 2. Plus we deal 2. So they're going to sack the Trapper. Okay. And then what happens? We come in for 7. They probably just take it. They go to 8. They come back at us for 3, 4, 5, 6. We go to 5. They're going to go back up to 11, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? We're not dying. I'm going to do the attack. We can go on the defense next turn, because I don't think we're dying here. Short Sword on the Unicorn, sure. 6, sure. Man, they are full on aggro. I wonder if they're like super low on lands. Windgrace Acolyte's going to actually gain us some life here, get us quite a bit back in. So it's going to put us up to 8. 3, 6, 7. We're going to come on in for 4. We're going to come in for 4. Drop the Windgrace. Go back up to 8. That aggressive attack might have been exactly what we needed. And now we can bring back a Partick Wanderer. Partick Wanderer is going to put a big ol' stop to that Nedigrace. We could have come in for an extra 3 there, but if they had removal, then 3, 6, 7, we were looking at very close to dead. Pretty close to dead if we had come in with the Deathbloom Thallid as well. Opponent's nicing. Are you nicing yourself or are you nicing the Eldest Reborn? Opponent is going to use a timeout, is what opponent is going to do. They've been stuck on lands for quite a while. That's also absolutely not stopped them from playing cards, which makes me think they are very, 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 very low curve aggro. Which is definitely a thing you can do in best of one. Like if you just want to steal some wins in best of one, just take nothing that costs more than 3 mana. And just do that. And you will steal a number of wins. In with everything, eh? 3, 6, 7, 8. So obviously I have to block. we are going to have... Oh, that has first strike in the air, eh? Okay. So we're in trouble in the air, but we're always going to be in trouble in the air. So we're going to need to block... We could double block the Grace of Night, or the Night of Grace. We could double block the Night of Grace. Let's do that. Double block the Night of Grace. We get to kill something. They're probably going to kill the Acolyte so that I can't block next turn. We're going to take 5, go to 3. But we're not dead in the air next turn, is the important part. Oh no, we are dead in the air to the sword. So to not be dead in the air to the sword, I think we have to take their Sarah Disciple. Oh no, we can bring back Windgrace Acolyte. But no, the sword will still kill us. So if the sword's going to kill us either way, then it doesn't matter what we block with. So we do bring back the Windgrace, gain some more life, mill ourselves, hopefully closer to something that's going to be good. We get to drop a forest. We get to play an Adventurous Impulse, finding Slimefoot. We get to play Slimefoot, dealing 2. And then we get to go in. We get to go in. Sure. They're going to jam a counter on their Disciple, I assume. Although maybe the Unicorn makes more sense. This is going to be close. This is going to be close. We're still in trouble. But it's going to be closer than I think. Slimefoot, do you count yourself when you die? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, but that's a trigger, though. We can't be dead when Slimefoot's trigger goes on the stack. And our opponent might actually be a little bit locked into not attacking. So we could grow from the ashes to thin our deck by 1, but I think it's worthwhile to hold up something to make our opponent not attack us. Especially because we can just take a Sarah Disciple hit here, and they would be, you know, in significant danger from the crackback. Danitha. Danitha is the Sir Conrad of the format. She has literally no business being an uncommon. We'll take 3. We'll take 3. All right, so Yavimaya Sap Herd's looking real good here. So Yavimaya Sap Herd down. We have to keep the Windgrace Acolyte here. We have no attacks thanks to Danitha. She is literally unreasonable as an uncommon. She has absolutely no business not being a rare. And I think she's the same thing as Sir Conrad, where they built this card and they were just like, well, she's part of the legendary cycle, so she's uncommon. We can't do anything. We just designed the game. She should have been rare, even though it would have broken the cycle of uncommons. Quende, super good. Actually, why couldn't Quende be the white uncommon there? All right, we have to block, obviously, to not, you know, die. We get to make a Saproling. And then what do we get to do? Die? Die miserably? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to come in like that. And the first strike's cute because it's going to kill the Saprolings to deal damage, but they're going to gain a bunch of life. Like, we have no way of really getting through this. Yeah. Screw beats flood. Not that we flooded that much, but yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. All right, so we're going to make a Saproling. And we're going to pass the turn. So we've got block. Take 3. Okay. Okay. Build low curve aggro, you'll win. We didn't see a single card above 3 mana. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Love the format, but like all formats, there's flaws, and Danitha is definitely one of those. She just makes everything cheaper. She's extraordinarily undercosted for the 2 abilities she has. Arguably 2 of the best combat abilities that exist. Yeah. All right, 0-1. Let's go 1-1. Let's go 1-1. Seems okay. We got 2 mana. We've got 2 2-drops. We've got a 3-drop. We got a pair of 3-drops, which are going to be very, very good. So let's get going. Sorcerer's Wand. Ooh. Not a good card until you're in blue-red Wizards, where suddenly it becomes a rather good card. And it looks like our opponent's in blue-red Wizards, so we're going to have a bit of a challenge if we don't speed it up. So it can equip for 3, and it turns this into a 2 damage. 2 damage to us whenever they want. Not to creatures, though, I don't believe. Yeah, player or planeswalker. Ooh, we're going to get Tatiova on 5? Okay. We've got a decent enough chance here, I think. Especially if they keep activating this at sorcery speed. No, Slimefoot. Well, at least it didn't hit us in the face for 10. That would have been worse. Yep. This is a race if they're going to do that. We're gonna win off of our opponent's misplays here, unfortunately. But I'll take my wins any way you can. That's how you play Magic. Deathbloom Thallid down. We're going to drop Tatiova next turn. Start gaining ludicrous amount of life, drawing ludicrous amount of cards, and having a good time. Skirk Prospector, sure thing. They're going to attack. They thought about it. They opted not to. So Deathbloom Thallid's going to rumble on in. If we get to kill a Arcanist and Prospector, cool. They take 4, sure. Let's drop Tatiova. Let's hope that she lives. And I'll take 2. That's fine. Because this is back to being 1 as long as we're playing a land each turn. Which, when you're drawing 2 cards a turn, ups the likelihood of that being a thing. Opponent's going to pass the turn. Sounds good. They're going to miss their land drop, it looks like. So land, life, draw, Tatiova, also unreasonable. I guess since a lot of the uncommons are actually unreasonable, maybe that makes it a little bit better. But then you play one of the not amazing ones and you feel kind of bad. But Tatiova is, she should be a rare as well, up there with Danitha. So we're going to come in for 4 again. They're going to let it, and we're going to drop ourselves a nice, cool little 6/6 trample here. And they'll hit me for 2, and that's fine. Because we're going to gain 1 again. So I think we're probably good here. Something really terrifying would have to happen, like Wizard Lord coming down, and even then it wouldn't be too bad. Pizza Mage, sure thing, deals 2. She looks like she's throwing pizza or serving pizza to you. All right, we're going to gain a life back. Back up to 12. Draw lands, of course. In with Partic, in with Deathbloom. I figure we'll probably see Journey Mage on Deathbloom. I think they actually need to kill Partic Wanderer, don't they? They're going to rescue the Journey Mage. Sure thing. And take 5, go to 3. We'll drop a Cabal Evangel, and they'll hit us for 2, take us to 10. Journey Mage will come down, take us to 8. We're going to slam in with everything? Probably. I think that's my plan. We'll have to see what we draw off our draw and our Tatiova draw. Cabal Paladin's cute. And and more lands. All right, so Wanderer's coming in for sure. Evangel for sure. Deathbloom Thallid for sure. And we're not going to give up Tatyova, and there's no reason to throw Thallid in, so we'll just come in like this. I suspect we'll see a double block on the Wanderer, so Journey Mage and Chronicler, sure. And then we're going to have to see blocks here as well. Should be Prospector on Thallid and Arcanist on Evangel. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Deal 2, sure thing. Because that's just 1, as long as we're drawing and playing a land each turn, which we are doing in perpetuity with 3 in hand. They're going to sack that for a red mana. Oh no. Oh no, do they have something? Or are they just playing properly by making sure they tap things? They oopsed. Perhaps there was an oops there. All right. I think we're still good. We're only taking 2 off the wand. That would require them almost tapping out. Maybe they had a sorcery that they thought was an instant or something. I take 1. Okay. What else does that do? Does 1 to everything? Oh, it did 3 to me and did 1 to everything. And we won. There we go. Cool. 1-1. I'll take the win. There were definitely some mistakes there, but it's what you see in gold, right? Gold is the new silver. All right, 1-1. Let's keep going. Turns out the deck can do its thing when, 1-2 drop aggro isn't wrecking us. I would love to see that first player's deck. See if they were playing anything above 3 mana. It's possible that they just got stuck because they were stuck on 3 mana forever, but the fact that they had constant stuff to play, including some double spelling, suggests to me that they were pretty heavy. Low curve. So we get Surveyor on 3. We'll try to hold on to the Saproling Migration for a little bit. I would rather get 4 Saprolings than 2. It's an okay hand. Okay hand. We'll keep it. I should be playing my Phyrexian Swamp for the swag value. Surveyor will help us find other lands to get to the Partick Wanderer at 6, and hey, look at that, we found a 2-drop anyways. It's not a good 2-drop, but we found it. I forgot this was even in our deck. That maybe should be something else. A lot of people read this card and they think, wow, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put 2 lands on the battlefield every turn. But the only way that you're doing that is if you have nothing but lands in your hand, which is bad. You don't want nothing but lands in your hand. Luckily, we do have lands in our hand, so we're not going to attack. We are going to activate this and put down that island that we showed them. So we're going to have 5 mana on turn 5, which seems pretty decent. Opponents on blue-black, they've got themselves a Memorial Genius. They cast their Divination. We'll have to see what else they play. I enjoyed blue-black in this format. It was a nice sort of control-y style deck. Homerid Explorer. Okie dokes. Don't hit my Tatyova, please. Or my Multani. Oh, actually, Multani can come back, right? Oh, he milled himself. Goodbye, Eldest Reborn. I'm totally okay with that. Okay. Okay, so we've got Spore Crown Thallid. Soothsayer uses more mana and gets to attack as a 3/4 if we play Spore Crown Thallid. Yeah, let's go with Soothsayer. And pass the turn because we can't get through a 3/3. Unfortunately. And see, this is why Llanowar Scout's now bad. We are unlikely to ever have more than 1 land in our hand for the rest of the game, which means it's a 1/3. That's it. So don't get too lured in by this text here. Think about what has to happen for it to actually do anything. do anything at all. Alright, opponents milling themselves hard. I'm trying to remember what was... I guess Rona will get things back. That was the self-mill, right? There had to be something more than just Rona. Alright, our turn. We get a blood tallow candle, which could be handy for the future. So we're going to go with Cabal Paladin, blood tallow candle, hit him for 2, and pass the turn because we've got no attacks. So this is 6 to activate? 6 to activate, and it's going to kill basically everything up to and including a Lyra. Not that they're going to have a Lyra in their blue-black deck. So assuming we hit a land, I think we will... I don't know what we'll do. We could Saproling Migration, which gives us 4 1/1s, but the following turn they would be 4 2/2s. We could Partick Wanderer, which would give us a 5/5 trample, which is great. We'll see. We get hit by 3. And they've got another one. Okay, so we do need to get things going here. Lose and Eviscerate, that's good. We do need to get things going here. So what we're going to do is Partick Wanderer, hit him for 2, come in with the Cabal Paladin. Because if they're going to hit us for 6 a turn, we're going to want to hit them for 9 a turn. Sound good? Sound good. And Blood Tallow Candle is probably going to have to get used on one of these Acolytes to stop the beats from coming. Opponent pauses on watch Netflix step. I pass my priority in the watch Netflix step. Well, we're headed towards this timeout here. Time out, not used. Rude. In for 4, taking to 18. We're winning. We're still not winning. They find a land, sure thing. Please don't drop another Windgrace Acolyte. That would be the worst. Man, I'm trying to remember what else there was that made self-mill good other than just Rona. Settle the score, Partick. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Man, remember when we drafted all the removal? How cool would it be if we actually drew that removal? Because this is our 3rd game, and we've never once seen an Eviscerate or a Settle the Score. Never, ever once. Alright, so we're probably just going to have to kill that Windgrace, or one of those Windgrace Acolytes, because I really don't want to take another 6. Oh my god, pass the turn. We'll take Servant? Sure. So do you have Traxos? Because that would be scary. Untaps itself, sure thing. We get Cabal Evangel. We are going to drop Spore Crown so that we can attack this turn. Come in for 7. And I think we're going to Saproling Migration for 2 and Cabal Evangel just to flood the board here. So they're going to trade there and take 3. Sure thing. Alright, so yeah, let's flood the board a bit. Let's go Cabal Evangel, because we're going to take 6 and we're going to go to 5 here. So then after that, our next turn is Blood Tallow Candle, kill 1, and we're on a 2-turn clock. So we need to make sure that we are pushing through a huge amount of damage, because they can block a 2 and take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They would go to 4? So we're in a spot where as long as they don't hit a big old bop here, we're okay. But we're playing to our best possible out. Because we were there's no world in which we could have kicked the Sapperling migration. Because if we kicked it last turn, instead of casting these, then we would not have been able to Blood Tallow Candle, and it would have been bad. Would have been bad. Alright, so they're going to do their thing, sure thing. Now we do want to hold back a blocker. Grow from the Ashes, that's pretty cute. They come in untapped, but 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't have enough left. So we are going to need to Blood Tallow Candle one of these 3/2s here. And we could have done that on their turn, actually. So that was maybe a little bit of a whiff on our point, bleeding a little bit of value. And we're going to come in for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's come in for 9. Because I don't want to give them the double block and the Thallid. Skitters can come in as well. Or Llanowar Scout, I guess. In like that. I figure we'll see 2 2/2s get blocked. Take 3, 4, 5, 6. We take them to 9. Blink of an eye, my Spore Crown Thallid. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. I think Arena might say no to us on this draft, but I guess I had a large number of successful 7-win, 3-win draft videos in a row. We had a bad time coming at some point, right? Oh boy. Well, we've got one more game to lose before we just utterly lose without drawing any of our fantastic first pickable removal. So let's go in for game 4 and see if we can try to squeak out a win here. I think my deck is totally fine. I think it's arguably very good, if not a 7 winner, but best of 1 will roll you. Absolutely roll you. It's just not. It's not good Magic. It's good, like, it's a good imitation of the card game War, where you flip a card and say, who won? You did. Well done. Let's play again. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing, but it's the only choice we get for Dominaria, unfortunately. Only choice. All right, we got a match. Ancient Carp. I see these names constantly. I'm really starting to recognize names on arena drafts, which does make me think that the arena draft population is pretty low. Like, I think it might have been the last video where I was like, Ancient Carp, uh-oh. All right, we've got Blood Tallow into Llanowar Scout, into Sap Herd, into, hey, look, it showed up. Boop and boop. Opponent is on mono black at the moment. Caligo Skin Witch, not kicked. Okay, fine with that. I wonder if I grow. I don't think I grow. I think I Sap Herd. Skittering Surveyor, sure. Gonna go fix your color issues over there. Green. Black-green. Very good color pair. All right, so we're going to drop the land and a Sap Herd because it's going to attack really well with the Thallid next turn. And hopefully we don't get screwed here on land. Hopefully we don't. I would really prefer if we didn't. Grow from the Ashes, sure thing. Well, if they're casting it on kicked, maybe I could cast it on kicked too. Uh-oh, they're playing our deck. Black-green splash, probably Tatyova. We get utterly screwed on lands. Love it. Love it. So we're going to go Spore Crown Thallid and attack in with our 3/3 and 2/2. This is going to be a real crappy video if we go 1/3 with this deck. I am prepping for all of the unsubs right now. That was a fine block. Growing from the ashes some more. Okay. So, you're looking to go big. What? Alright. Alright. Full on 5 colors. Found a 4th land. Cool, cool, cool. We needed that. We're going to come on in for 3, 4, 5. They'll block the 2/2. Sure. Take 4. And then we're going to go with a Soothsayer. So that whatever big, horrible thing's coming down, we can just eviscerate it. And then come in for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. The hope would be that we draw land. So we can eviscerate whatever big scary thing comes down, play a land. Next turn, play a land, blood tallow candle the next big scary thing. And maybe we'll get there. I really want to see this deck list too. I want to know what's going on. Untamed Kavu kicked. That's a good card. That's a good target for Eviscerate. And come on and slam. 3, 6, 7. They'll go to 6. And then we eviscerate their next big threat. And then maybe we win through. Maybe we win through the screw. Because, hey, screw beats flood. I just need to see one big scary thing here, not several small things. Well, that has hexproof from black. Slimefoot's kind of annoying. So, let's eviscerate Slimefoot. It's going to get to make one Saproling, eh? Fucking hexproof. Oh, hexproof from white. Hexproof from white. The white one has hexproof from black. Never mind. I understand how magic cards work. How are we going to attack here? We have no instant speed interaction is the trick. So we kill Slimefoot, and they're going to go to 7. They're going to make a Saproling. We attack in. They double block Sapherd. I think we're still pretty good here. Let's kill Slimefoot. Because there's no way that they're... And they've tapped out anyways. There's no way that they're like splashing a red combat trick or something. So in, if they want to double block Sapherd, cool. If they want to triple block Soothsayer, cool. Double block Sapherd, love it. We will definitely kill the Knight of Malice. Don't need a first striker eating all my 2/2s. I love that they have 9 land star 4. Alright, totally fine block. They're going to go to 3 if they're not going to block the Soothsayer. What you say, Ancient Carp? What you say? Alright, kill the knight. They take 3, go to 3. I love that. Love that a lot. And we'll pass the turn. So we're probably going to look to flood the board next turn. Cabal Evangel, Saproling Migration. Sapherd, sure. They're also flooding the board. Pretty well, pretty well. Mr. Skitters. Okay, well, we don't have great attacks, do we? Soothsayer comes in, and they block... Well, they have to triple block, and we get to kill 2 things. It's not the worst. Block, block, block. Let's come in with Soothsayer and Scout. because then we'll see what the board's going to look like afterwards and see if we do want to go Skittering Surveyor and Evangel, or if we just want to go Evangel, Saproling Migration, and have 3 creatures down. All right, so they are going for the triple block over there. So we get to kill those 2. Okay, so that's a fairly empty board. It's a fairly empty board. But then if we top deck a land, then we can Blood Tallow Candle and emptify the board even more. And we're going to have 2 creatures down anyways. We could still have 3 creatures if we Saproling Migration, actually. Yeah, so let's go Skittering Surveyor, and let's go grab a blue source. And let's drop the Saproling Migration. Well, we got to play the land first. Drop the Saproling Migration unkicked, because that represents a board. And they've got a Garna, which is going to what? Return Sapper to their hand? Okay, well, they're going to have a board too. We can all have boards, I guess. Okay, so it's 5 creatures on 5 creatures. That's obviously less than ideal. But we can grow from the ashes. We can take a little bit of time to reset here. It's not like we're under any pressure. Hey, Multani. Yeah, let's kick a grow from the ashes. Let's go get a forest and a mountain. Let's drop the Cabal Evangel. And then, yeah, Multani might have something to say. So Multani is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Multani is going to be a 7/7 reach trample, which is pretty decent. I think a 7/7 reach trample could do some damage. It'll probably eat removal. Like, I still don't know what this deck is doing. It's black-green, but it was... Is it black-green? It's black-green, but it was playing a Divination, and it's splashing a Garna. I don't know what it's doing. It's got a Teshar. So whenever you cast a historic spell, return target creature card with CMC 3 or less. We actually probably need to kill that as soon as humanly possible. And I'll take 2, sure. So we might need to just Blood Tallow Candle that right now. We can't have them bringing back Slimefoot or anything, really. Yeah, so Teshar, get out of here. Get out of here. And we'll pass the turn. And then we'll go with Multani. Partick Wanderer, sure. Multani laughs at that. Why does it have haste? All creatures have haste? All creatures have haste. So Partick Wanderer... Am I fine taking 5? You know what? We're winning through Multani. We're winning through Windgrace Acolyte. So let's just kill that off. And then, hey, there's exactly the thing I just said. So let's drop that and say, hey, you're dead in the air next turn unless you have an answer immediately. And we also get to drop a Knight of Malice. Answer? No answer. There we go. we're still alive. We're still in this. This deck is actually doing its thing. When it does its thing, which is play the cards and draw the cards in a reasonable order, it works. 2 and 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So if I am only playing against people whose names I recognize, I think we're going to be up against Academy Drake next. Let's see if I'm a wizard. Nope. Not a wizard. Not a wizard. Yeah, this is exactly where I want Adventurous Pulse to fix our kind of cruddy hands, because we can find a black source, we can just find any land, Surveyor will help us out. Seems great. We got another forest there. Hey, Tatiova. How's it going? You're going to come on down pretty soon. Relic Runner, sure. That's some aggro they're representing. Let's drop the candle. Taking 2. Tolarian Scholar. Alright. Well, let's go with the forest. And I think we actually want a couple creatures down. We're not hurting for that 4th land just yet. So let's go Sap Herd, because our 1/1's going to stop that Relic Runner unless they play a Historic spell. And we can always double block the Tolarian Scholar. And then next turn we can drop Skittering Surveyor to guarantee the land. And then Tatiova should help us start to run away with things. Academy Journey Mage, pretty gross. Popping our token. I'll trade. No, because Surveyor's going to trade really well with it, isn't it? Yeah, Surveyor's going to trade really well with it, so we'll take 4. Alright, so let's drop Surveyor. Go and get a Swamp. Play the Swamp. And pass the turn. So Tatiova next turn. And then go from there. See what we can do. I love this attack. Please don't do anything to me. Awesome. Please don't magically bring them all back somehow. Stronghold Confessor. Okay. 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 I see ya. I see what you're doing. So what we're doing is we're dropping Tatiova, hoping she and I live a turn. The alternative is we're dropping Eldest Reborn. I think we might actually want to drop Eldest Reborn, so we're only taking 3. Yeah, let's go with Eldest Reborn. And then what are we bringing back right now? A Sap Herd? Maybe a Sap Herd? Get creatures on the board. Take 3. Love it. Land. Cloud Reader Sphinx. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Give us a land so that we can Blood Tallow Candle that. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to candle that, kill the Sphinx. We get a Sphinx, which is going to be great. And then we'll play Tatiova maybe someday. Take 3, that's fine. Love it. Don't touch my Eldest Reborn. Hammered Explorer? Yeah, give me more choices. Partick Wanderer, Slimefoot. Yeah, it's just got to be Cloud Reader Sphinx. Cloud Reader Sphinx. I don't want a Llanowar Scout. And I'll top deck a land because then we get a life gain and we get to draw a card. Oh, no, we don't get to draw that. Never mind. Never mind. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? We need creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's kick a Saproling Migration. That way we've got Cloud Reader Sphinx for the Homerid, and now we've got blockers for the Confessor. They're in top deck mode. We're going to start gaining life back, drawing a bunch of cards with Tatiova. And they're also just going to explode. So, you know, never discount the chance of your opponent just exploding. 3 and 2. 3 and 2. Glad this was not a 1-3 video. I was real worried there at the start. Real worried. Real worried. What do we need? 2 more wins to make this a free draft? Or a profitable draft, I suppose? There's no such thing as a free draft. You either lose gems or make gems. This is the other thing I dislike about Best of 1. It's a lot of games. And just a lot of different decks. I really like the feeling of Best of 3. So we'll keep this. It's a slow hand. It's missing black, but we have a way of finding our black. This is probably going to be a Grow from the Ashes on turn 3. Unless we're under some serious aggro. Just to make sure we hit that 4th land. Elfhame Druid, pretty good. Okay, there's a land. Well, let's grow, I guess. Yeah, let's grow. Let's grow, grab ourselves a swamp because we're going to put a forest down. So I guess we could put a forest down in sapling migration, but there's no real benefit from that. So we'll pass the turn. And we'll probably drop Windgrace Acolyte. We'll see what we draw, see what they play. They're going to grow, sure thing. This is what this format's all about. It's about skittering surveyors and grow from the ashes. If you're undervaluing this card, don't. It's very, very, very vital to the format. Adventurous Impulse, sure thing. Territorial Allosaurus. What's that to kick? 2 green, green, and 2 and a green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that being cast next turn? Alright, that's being cast next turn, so we want to give Territorial Allosaurus a big old juicy target. And that big old juicy target is going to be a Cabal Paladin. A Cabal Paladin. We're going to have a lot of trouble winning through a 5/5 if we don't find Eviscerate or Settle the Score. It's surprising how vital that those cards have been. When we haven't drawn them, it has been horrendous for us. Absolutely horrendous. And that I do think is a part of Dominaria. I do think Dominaria is a rather bomby format. So we can drop a whole bunch of Saprolings to chump that Allosaurus forever. I'm not afraid of it just yet, so let's go Windgrace Acolyte to put in some flying damage in the air. We lose our Candle, which was an answer, but otherwise we lose an Arbor Ornament and a Swamp. Those are fine. So we'll probably throw away this Llanowar Scout as a chump block as well, because it's not doing anything for us anymore. If this is an Untamed Cobb, this is Croson Druid? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7 mana. 6 mana. Saproling Migration, sure thing. I have one of those too. I'm going to cast it next turn, probably. Ancient Animus? Ugh. We're not going to block, because if we do find Eviscerate for it, this is going to block the Saprolings really well. We don't find an Eviscerate, but we can start playing some more cards. So pass the turn, but we are 100% on find Eviscerate or lose. Because yeah, this format is bomby. Like super bomby at the uncommon slot, at the rare slot, at the mythic slot. And so removal is very, very, very important. And our opponent's just going off. So we're going to finish up 3 and 3 here, which is an even record, I guess, which technically at one point in Magic's history would have been good, but we're going to bleed a bunch of gems here instead. They're going to tap a whole bunch of mana. For what? For a grow. So rather than attack me, they're just going to style on me. Feels bad. Feels bad. Okay. You successfully styled. Let's drop Tatiova. Because here's the thing. If you don't know about Song of Freyalise, in one more turn, every single one of those creatures is going to get a +1/+1 counter and be indestructible for the turn. This is an uncommon. I will repeat. It is an uncommon. Eldest Reborn. Can we kill anything? We're going to kill a Saproling. Or a soldier, okay. So we're just dead. We're just dead. There's nothing we can do. Like, there's literally nothing we can do. Like, we're going to block there. 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 Am I dead? Tell me how much damage I take. Is it lethal? It's probably lethal. Yay, it's lethal. Some of you are going to tell me I should have blocked the Baloth Gorger, and I could have got back into that game. I was never getting back into that game. It was never actually happening. Yeah, that sucked a lot. So that's Dominaria. That is Dominaria in a nutshell. It is ultimately fun, but you will run into a whole bunch of stuff like that. So let me know how your Dominaria is going. Let me know if you're going to play it at all. It's around for 2 weeks, whereas Eldraine was only around for 1 week, which I think is a massive slap in the face to Eldraine. But yeah, let me know how Dominaria is going in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/manleek if you want to help out there. Like, share, subscribe is the easiest way. But if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.